bro's looking hella zesty right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me. A road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling this or never getting bored.
At the moment, I'm pursuing a fat loss phase, and something that I'm doing differently is the fact that I'm regularly incorporating cardio. So whether 2 or 3 times a week, I'll run a 5K, do a bit on a bike, on a rowing machine. And before I used to think, oh, you didn't need to do cardio or whatever to get the best sort of fat loss results. I feel better, I perform better, feel a lot leaner. And this might necessarily be down to the cardio itself. But the other day, after running a 5K, yeah, my diet was in check and all of that, but I weighed in nearly 2 kilos lighter in comparison to when I was a little bit more sedentary. I would argue that if you're to get 2 people, one of which was to just get their steps in, was to just manage their nutrition, but the other person was to do that as well as incorporating 2 or 3 cardio sessions per week, 25-30 minutes of duration, I would probably argue that the person who's incorporating the cardio is going to look a little bit more impressive. Scott down here in work experience is going to go home to his father later on today and say, Dad, I don't want to pursue what... Focus, you bitch. You want me to pursue, I'm going to pack it all in and become a full-time YouTuber. He's a natural behind the camera. It was great to have him inside, get a few clips and whatnot. Usually it can be a little bit awkward trying to get clips and self-record inside there, but I didn't bench press, as you know, because I want to do a push session later on, and obviously don't want to be compromised because I want to...
What's it like, Bart?
Another PB of 100 and hopefully 45 kilos times 5 reps on the incline bench press. So I left that out, but at the AMRAP at the end, so as many rounds as possible, it's basically just the cardio burnout at the end of most CrossFit sessions. You saw me with like a 10 or 12 kilo dumbbell. I did, after recording stopped, double that weight because it was far too easy. Went up to like 25 kilo dumbbell for the step ups, for the snatches, and then obviously the pull ups is pretty gas for. So it's 7:30. Generally tend to have a better day with my nutrition and exercise and all of that when I get up early, get either a gym session or a CrossFit session done. So here's to the rest of the day. So with my cut, or when I am cutting, I tend to fast in the early morning up until about 12, 1, or even sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the day. But what I'll do to get me past that point is, first of all, crack open a can of Monster. I've already had one. So instead of having a second one, I have a cup of coffee. Now, I call it a cup of coffee, even though quite clearly it's the contents of probably 3 or 4. Essentially, what coffee does for me is it just dampens my appetite. It allows me to focus a little bit more and just get me through until that 12 or 1 o'clock or even 2 o'clock time in which I have my first meal. Boiling water straight from a fucking tap. I mean, your house might be cool, but is it boiling water straight from a tap cool? Ah! I've about half a litre of milk inside in that and it's still too hot. It's just gone 10 a.m. and I'm on my second cup of coffee of the morning. Now I say my second cup of coffee, but with the amount of coffee that I put in, it's probably the equivalent of my 4th or my 5th on top of a can of Monster that I had after my CrossFit session. And you think, oh, with that much caffeine, oh, he's definitely done for the day. You'd be wrong, because I have a bench session with Big Steve Hogan at about 12 o'clock, and best believe that I'm going to be supping some pre-workout for that. Look, if it allows me to stay satiated, if it allows me to push through those early morning grueling hours of hunger so that I can get to my first meal at 1 or 2 o'clock, and as a result of that, I could be dick skin shredded, well then call me a caffeine addict all you fucking like. Like the same people who say, oh, you should be really careful of your caffeine consumption, oh, you shouldn't be drinking all those Monsters, are probably the same people who'll also tell you that you shouldn't be taking Viagra all the time. Your dick might stop working, you might go blind. If I go blind by the time I'm 30, let it be known that the dick was still... So, super exciting package. Didn't think that this was coming today. Inside in these packages are 6 samples. So 3 hoodies, medium, large and extra large, and 3 t-shirts, medium, large and extra large. I am bringing out, and very, very excited to announce that I'm in the works of bringing out some Vanilla Gorilla merchandise. And these are the clothes from the supplier. The quality, I paid an awful lot for them. So I'm hoping that these hoodies and that these t-shirts will be really, really good quality. This isn't a venture that I'm looking to make money out of. I just think it'd be fucking cool if people are going around gyms repping Vanilla Gorilla gear. So I'm going to try and make the actual product itself, once it's ready to go, as affordable as possible. But obviously, doesn't leave me at a loss. I should probably have opened this a little bit more carefully, considering I could be sending these back. What I'm gonna do is, obviously I'm not gonna fit the medium, is just try on the extra large. Well, that's actually embarrassing. I thought I bought fucking a hoodie, not a fucking crew neck top. How the fuck that's not right. That's actually very fucking annoying, because I didn't think that I bought a crew neck fucking top. I actually thought that I bought hoodies, and I think hoodies are obviously going to be way fucking cooler than this. So with respect to this, and feel free to be absolutely brutally honest in the comment section, but if this was a Vanilla Gorilla embroidered sort of merchandise, would you buy it, would you wear it, or would you prefer to have the hoodie? Or should I get the hoodies and the crew necks? So again, this is actually kind of disappointing. This actually pissed me off, because I thought that I ordered the hoodies, and I'm nearly certain that I did, but I'm just gonna have to go back and check over my order. The t-shirts, because these are going to be probably the more widespread of the product as opposed to the hoodies or the crew neck. So quality of the t-shirt, first and foremost, very, very good. It's a heavyweight t-shirt. I mean, the quality is unquestionable with that. Like, that's no fucking cheap China-made stuff. That's some really, really good stuff. Well, it might still be made in China, but it's obviously just the more upper class factories. Actually, they're not made in China. The manufacturer is actually Portuguese. I fucking, not gonna lie, but I rate this t-shirt. I think with like a really cool Vanilla Gorilla logo, which has already been made, I think this could look fucking sick as a gym tee. So the oversized, this is obviously what oversized would look like on me, but we'll have sizes medium, large, extra large. Again, this is all in the testing phase. What would you in the comments prefer? A more oversized tee, or maybe a t-shirt that's a little bit tighter, maybe the arms are a little bit tighter. But I think, like, as far as a pump cover goes, and I think it's like the style that a lot of gym goers are starting to move towards, is like this oversized sort of gear. But I could be wrong on that. I'm 24 years old. As far as the fitness industry goes, I'm an antique. So you might have some better ideas, but I think this is pretty cool. I'd 100% wear something like this to the gym, especially if it had a really, really cool Vanilla Gorilla logo. Just to kind of get an idea of whether I prefer the bigger size or I prefer the smaller size, I'm going to try on the large, because I assume it's going to be a little bit tighter and the arms are going to be maybe a little bit shorter on my physique. This is the large. There's not much of a difference between the extra large and the large. This probably does fit me a little bit better. Yeah, so completely disregard the extra large. I think that's completely too big for me. So even if this is the way that this fits on me, this would probably be the largest t-shirt. I'm not even set on this manufacturer, to be honest. I might go for another style of t-shirt. I'm going to get a few samples from a few different manufacturers and see which one's the best one. I don't know, the quality's very, very good. I'm just not too sure about the length of the arms, whether people would prefer shorter arms or whether people would prefer longer ones. I have a feeling that the sizing on these is absolutely huge. This is the large on me. A little bit of a size down from the extra large, but not much. So I'm going to try on the medium to see if it's maybe skin tight. I'm pretty sure it's like an oversized brand, but like the medium fits me, which would mean that I assume most of you ordering this would nearly need to go for an extra small or a small. I tried on the extra large. I think it's just because I fucking bought the t-shirts. I was like, okay, I have to say something good about it. But then I tried on the large, and the large fit a little bit better. I was like, oh my God, this is definitely even better. And now that I've tried on the medium, I'm like, I think I prefer the medium. So what we're definitely doing is we're not going for something that's as oversized as the extra large. I could definitely see the t-shirts in this particular manufacturer being released from medium down. So like, I don't know if I'm going to go much bigger than the size that I'm at, but that would be pretty fucking fresh, I think. The only thing that's stopping me from going, this is a hell yes, is the fucking sleeves. I just don't know whether I'd prefer to like have them a little bit up further on the arm like that. But then I'm thinking that just makes it look like any other black t-shirt. So do you think like it would look cooler, let's say Vanilla Gorilla tight sleeves, Vanilla Gorilla slightly oversized sleeves? Absolutely fucking raging that I accidentally ordered crew neck t-shirts instead of the hoodies. And like, I'd say something if they were cheap, but I'm pretty sure these were like fucking 35 quid a pop. And bear in mind, they're wholesaler price for samples, so that's not fucking cheap. Gonna go back to them, gonna check out the hoodies. I have a feeling those hoodies could be really, really high quality. Kind of like the Represent brand, for those of you who have those hoodies, like I think they retail at like 185 euros, but obviously there's a huge markup on that. I got one for Sean's birthday the other day, and like, I mean, the quality is really, really fucking superb. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the same manufacturer, because I'm pretty sure they're also from Portugal as well. And I can't imagine there's too many high quality brand manufacturers within Portugal. But I'm gonna order the hoodies, see what they're like, and then yeah, get back to you and keep you all updated. Okay, so arguably the strangest pre-workout combination of protein porridge washed down with the sour gummy pre-workout. It's actually not that bad. It's just probably going to bring me to about 700 milligrams of caffeine before noon. Steve is going to fucking kill me, aka Big Steve, aka Get Strong with Steve. Meant to meet him here at 12:30. It's currently 10:01. But usually, to my credit, I'm usually on time in terms of like being ready to go. But then God just strikes me down with a thunderbolt of lightning. And by thunderbolt of lightning, I mean he gives me a massive shit. And like, not just any shit, but one of those shits that like the more you wipe, it seems like you're getting nowhere. And hence you're just wiping to the point that your arse starts bleeding. But in any case, I'm here now. We're going to get a session. I'm 20 minutes delayed. So without further ado, I need to stop talking to the camera and get inside. I've just started recently gotten really into hardstyle to the point that I'll listen to anything if it's got a hardstyle remix. So this is the In Another Life I think it's Katy Perry, but it's just a fucking mad hardstyle remix. That's gonna be enough for me to get my first set of bench done. So, just to give a bit of context, we're here in City Gym. The owner of City Gym, Gar Ben, actually sells his own t-shirts and merchandise as well. So he so kindly offered me this free sample of a t-shirt, which, if I'm honest, and this is my own opinion, I'm more biased towards than the sample that I bought and showed you earlier. I'm just gonna block Steve out of it. It's a magic trick. So, I'm gonna ask Steve for his opinion. Which one does he prefer? The one that I'm wearing that Gar gave me here. Don't know if you can see it properly. So the sleeves a little bit tighter on the arms, still really good length to it, so it's kind of like a middle ground between a completely oversized t-shirt and something that's skin tight. Yeah. The one that you saw me in earlier, for the people at home.
So like the one you have on you now gets the oversized look and the fitted look at the same time. Like you can see like shoulders, arms, chest, traps, but it's still oversized. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and what I was going for is I think this heavy duty t-shirt is something, and Gar said it himself, that's more like lifestyle based. It's like something you'd probably wear, I don't know, going out to fucking dinner or something, as opposed to maybe something that you wear in the gym. That's also probably going to cause you to sweat a little bit more and potentially get a better pump, which could be a pro for the t-shirt. But I just see myself in the gym more comfortably and probably looking slightly more aesthetic wearing something like this. So I think we're going to change the samples, guys.
What size did you say that one is? This one?
This is a
large,
large or extra large?
Large, I think.
Large or extra large?
Large.
Yeah. Thank you for your input, Steve.
Cheerio.
Right, so that set at 50 that you just saw for 10 reps, was fucking easy. It was like I was pressing pillows. So we're gonna see what we can do with the 60 kilo dumbbells. Right, you know you're in a good position when doing 9.5 reps of 60 kilo dumbbells on your second set of flat dumbbell press, which happens to be the second chest exercise of the session, which also happens to be done in an aggressive dieting phase. It's amazing how much my overall strength and my overall pushing strength has come along from prioritizing incline barbell bench press and being able to do 142.5 kilos for 5 reps of the incline barbell bench press, followed by 145 kilo times 4 reps, which I failed the 5th one, but you could nearly give it to me because I got about 3/4 of the way. We'll call it 4 reps and we'll be fair and say up 145 kilos on the incline barbell bench press. But the fact that I'm doing the second, I've said it already, second set of flat dumbbell bench press was 1.5 reps off my all-time PB, and that happens to be done in a session where my chest is already fatigued, on a diet. This guy's pretended like he's doing full range of motion. Bro! Look at that. Look at that. They make broomsticks bigger than those. Bro's looking hella zesty right now. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now do that position again, it was actually gave me a boner. See, now I'm bored of my own session, and when I get bored of my own session, I just say to myself, fuck it, 22.5 kilo lateral raises. Nah, so to be fair, that was me just fucking around. My form was obviously pretty shit. And you know what the cure for bad form is? Increase the weight. 25 kilo dumbbell lateral raises. Yet. Yet. Let's go. 6, 7, 8. Peter King, I'm coming for you. 9. Always in Peter King's shadow. He's hardly fucking watching this, but he's my biggest, me and Steve's biggest inspiration from the UL days. He used to do like 180 kilo pause doubles, and it was like RPE 5. But then he just grabbed 2 36 kilo dumbbells and just start as slow as you like fucking battling them out. That's arguably more impressive than 25 kilo lateral raises because I got 17.5 kilo dumbbells for 20 repetitions. It gets to that point where you're like, your elbow starts to flare out and you can feel just a slight bit of an uncomfortable stretch on your tricep. You're like, I'm gonna pull something here. The worst decision of my life was to go to Cockbull and watch a load of people order a load of food. So I got a Coke Zero, paid for the Coke Zero, and then got out of that gap. So if anything, it was just steps in the rain, which is gonna help my fat loss as opposed to me ordering a load of fucking dirty fries, probably a massive cock wings platter or whatever the fuck you call it. Go for dinner later on, so that's when I'll get my hit. This is becoming a bit of a recurring theme on my videos, but apparently I never have the right cutlery or dishes for whatever meal I'm consuming, and that trend is going to continue today because I have to butter my toast with a fucking tablespoon. I think knives are a psyop. The back of a spoon works just as well as a knife would. Look at that. Now, it might look like a fucking 12-year-old buttered them, but can you tell the difference between jam on toast that was wiped on with a fucking knife versus jam on toast that was wiped on with a tablespoon? I personally can't. Protein powder tastes like fucking ass with just water. The perks of dieting. I asked him for a fucking Pepsi Max, and he hands me this fucking shit. This will all be going on your report card, young man. All of YouTube is going to know that Scott Hickey can't follow the simplest of instructions. So, we are here in the Curragh Hour, and Scott, on Work Experience, has so kindly offered to pay for all of our dinners here today, and bear in mind there's 5 of us around the table. He's not too happy about it, but I said I'd make him feel better by ordering 2 12-euro drinks, might even go for a third one. I said it'd be a shame if Scott was to come here and he was to pay maybe 20 euros for a meal, so I said why not make him feel really good about himself at home tonight and pay for a meal of 200, maybe even 300. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Right, so in case any mid-bartender in Ireland tries to tell you how an Aperol Spritz is made, it's more Aperol, less ice, less soda water, more Prosecco. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up the video here. The 2 boys are not drinking, but for the purposes of this video and this video only, and the fact that I set up a nice little thirst trap with a nice glass of Aperol Spritz behind, which has been very successful on Snapchat, I might add, I'm going to wrap up the video. So I think this is a nice way to finish it off, especially with the corresponding backdrop of the orange and yellow flames, along with the orange Aperol Spritz, of course. Thank you all for tuning in as per usual. Now, I know I'm a little bit flamed, pardon the pun. But if you enjoyed the video and you enjoy the content, make sure to drop it just a small little like. A small little action on your behalf at the end of this video can make this video go a very, very long way. And I truly appreciate all the support that comes with it. So second to that, and probably more important than the like, is to turn on your post notifications. What that is going to do is that every time that I post a video that you get notified, and then you'll be able to watch it, and you'll be one of the first people to help push the message out to more people. And more importantly than that, obviously subscribe. It's not really that important, but tune in to the next one. Take care.